y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Big Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. Already Wednesday. Good Lord. Where has the week gone already? Let me move this. There we go. That's better. Okay. Well, I got some dog antics to share with y'all tonight. Maggie has been busy. She has been busy. Well, yesterday, she found her, well, the way our yard is set up, I've probably described this before. Yes, a new gray shirt. I know I wear a lot of gray shirts, so, you know, I know y'all used to seeing me wear blank gray shirts and then the Nirvana shirt and then the other gray shirts. But this is a different gray shirt. This is one that Roxy sent me. So I hadn't even read the shirt. I just thought it was cute and decided to wear it today. I had jeans on and everything. Me and Johnny went to lunch. We do that sometimes. We splurge and go to lunch. Today was Mexican at Tamales. It was amazing. I don't always get to enjoy my food as a bariatric patient, as a person who's had gastric bypass. Sometimes you eat to survive at this point of things. I'm 2 years in, almost 2 years in, and food is to survive. It's not always to be enjoyed. So to be able to go and enjoy food is a treat, is a real treat. And I really enjoy Tamales food, and I was able to really enjoy myself today at lunch, and so that was a rare and wonderful treat. So yes, we enjoyed ourselves. Their food is always so fresh, and the service is always so good, and it's very reasonably priced, and it's authentic, and it's definitely a step up from the unfortunate Mexican restaurant that we tried with Eva last month in Ruston. Eva just randomly picked a restaurant. It wasn't, you know, some place that she had even tried before, and we were both kind of going, By the time we were done there, we were both shaking our heads going, no, we're not doing that again. And so the taco salad was subpar. Now, Johnny enjoyed his fajitas, but no. So so this was a definite, and yes, my allergies are acting really bad. Really bad. But this was a definite redemption Mexican food. But back to Maggie. Okay. So the way our yard, I've said this, our yard is separated into the dog's yard, which is a smaller area. I don't know how, I'm not good at measurement as far as yards and footage and all that good stuff, but it's got a smaller yard designated for the dogs, and then the rest of the yard is just there. I plan to do a little bit of a garden this coming spring, hopefully, like a container garden situation where it's above, you know, raised gardens to where I'm not, you know, bending over and killing my back, because I have bone spurs and osteoarthritis in my spine. So bending over, doing really a whole lot of bending, constant bending over is really not ideal. So that's why I'm like containers where I can just slightly bend over and not have to, you know, get on my hands and knees and that kind of thing. So anyway, but there's this little makeshift, because my landlord, bless his heart, is a not so great handyman. And he made this little gate here at my back porch that would allow me to go from my back porch to the rest of the yard. And then there's another little area, there's an offshoot here, because I mean, from where I'm sitting, there's the back door and in the back porch, okay? And then right here is the entry to the dog's yard, okay? And then there's the rest of the back, the rest of the yard is back over there. Well, there's this little gate that the landlord made for me to be able to go to the rest of the yard, because I had wanted to create myself a little backyard situation where I could go enjoy the backyard. At least that was the plan. Anyhow, so this gate is like I said, it's rigged. And we had a bunch of wind over the weekend. It was super windy and stormy and whatnot. Well, it had caused that gate to get knocked open because it wasn't terribly secured. It's secured with a string. A string holding it, pulling it to get anyway. So needless to say, I didn't realize it. When I opened the door to let Maggie out, I didn't realize that part of the yard was open. And she got out into the other part of the yard, and then she disappeared. The first time she did it, I completely freaked out, because she went and hid. There's like this old shed that looks like if you pushed it, it would collapse. I know this sounds bad. I'm sorry. It sounds bad. Well, it's back. It's in the corner back over that way. And it's surrounded by all these vines, real thick vines. And, well, Maggie has decided that that's her hiding place. Because when she got loose, I didn't realize it right away. But when I did realize it, I completely freaked out and started screaming bloody murder. Because she's my baby, okay? Y'all know that. She's like my child. And so I go back there screaming bloody murder, Maggie, Maggie. And I'm almost in tears at this point, screaming for her. And so I grab my keys. I'm thinking she's out of the fence. I'm thinking she's left the yard and that she's down the road somewhere. You know, I'm absolutely in meltdown. My young neighbor next door comes out of his house because I'm screaming. It's a whole scene, okay? It's a whole scene. I'm making a scene over my dog. And I asked my neighbors a couple houses over, have you seen a little black dog? And they're like, no. I turn around, and guess who's at the fence? Maggie. Just looking at me, wagging her tail like, here I am, Mama, here I am. You know I have some 4-letter words for her, right? So I grab her, and my neighbor come out of his house, and I'm like, he's like, is everything okay, Miss Amanda? And I'm like, it is now. I said, my emotional support dog is stressing me out. Okay, that was like Monday. I want to say that was Monday. Okay. And then yesterday. Back to back BS over here. She does it again. But no, I had secured that gate, or at least I thought I had. I went out there. I took some scrap yarn and chained up a long, strong string, and then I tied that thing together just as tight as I could get it. But what I didn't realize is that right there at the bottom of it, there was a Maggie-sized gap. It didn't look like a Maggie-sized gap, but apparently it was, because her little butterball sized butt, because she's been losing weight, see, because I haven't been giving her table food. I haven't been sharing my food. I haven't been giving her crackers. I've been giving her only dog treats and dog food. I have been sticking to my guns, and I have been being a better dog mom, and I've not been giving her table food. So Maggie's lost weight. Okay, plus she runs her butt off in that yard out there. People don't think she's getting exercise. Trust me, she gets exercise on her barky rounds. So Maggie's lost weight. And so Maggie squeezed through that little gap there, and she gets back there and she's done the same thing. But see, this time she did it where I saw her do it. I opened the door just as she done it, and saw her do it. And I'm hot on her tail. And so I untied it and went right behind her and saw her go back behind that shed. And so I knew she was hiding back there. And then I was listening. And of course there's leaves and everything back there. So I'm listening and I hear crunch, 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 crunch. And so I can hear her back there, but she wouldn't come to me. So I come in the house and I get a bag of dog treats and I go out there and I'm like, Maggie, I got the treats. I'm out there for a solid 30 minutes. Nothing. She would not come to me. Oh, I was fit to be tied. Let me tell you, I was fit to be tied. And I come back in here and I'm like, Johnny, she's back there. She won't come out. She won't come out. And he's like, I got you, Mama. And so Johnny puts his shoes on and he, bless Johnny's heart. Let me tell you, that boy is a rock star. Let me tell you, that boy is a rock star. That boy went behind that shed and crawled and made his way back there to where she was. He crawled into the vines, all 6'1" of him. That boy is 6'1", 6'2", every bit of it, and 300 plus pounds. He's a big boy, okay? Big guy, linebacker sized boy. And he wiggled his way behind that shed and somehow managed to find her in sorry, I got Mama G Gear playing on the TV. Hi, Mama G Gear. Her live is playing on my TV while I'm recording this. I wanted her to get the watch hours while I was doing this anyway. But let me put the comments because I can't see who just won what. I'll put the comments on the TV too. Congrats to somebody. Somebody just won something. Mara. Okay. Congrats, Mara. It wasn't me. Anyway, so Johnny went back there and he finds her and he flushes her out. And so we get her back in the house. And so we sit here and we rest for a little while. And then I remembered that there was some cinder blocks in the front of the house, but on the front porch. And so we decided to take some cinder blocks. I don't know if y'all know anything about cinder blocks, but they're like, about like that. And they're concrete. And they got 2 holes in them. And so that there was 2 in the front. And then there was one along the side of the house that we found when we were, because we put some right in front of the gate and one on the other side of it. So we put them in the path where she was squeezing through. So I tied it back down, and then I put 2 big old cinder blocks right in that crack where she can't move them cinder blocks. And so I put them cinder blocks in the gap, and then I put cinder blocks on the other side just in case she got past the first 2. So, needless to say, my little escape artist shouldn't be escaping no more. And she's been out there several times now, and she's not had any more episodes. But let me tell you, for an emotional support dog, she's stressing her mama out. Normally, she's a great comfort to me most of the time. But let me tell you that this week has been a different story. Miss Little Escape Artist and had me all screaming and crying and worried about her escaping to the rest of the neighborhood and getting ran over because these people don't care. Let me tell you, your dog gets out in the street. These people don't look. Nope. A couple of years ago, that little old kitty cat that we were feeding, nobody cared. And she got hit, and she made it to my front door and died right on my front step. A sweet little cat that we had named Melly, and she died right in front of me. So yeah. So that was a lot of what was driving my emotions and what was upsetting me. So at the thought of Maggie getting out. all I could think about was that sweet kitty that we fed, that little stray cat that we were feeding, and that had gotten hit and killed. And all I could think about was my sweet Maggie getting out there and getting loose, and someone hitting and hurting her. The thought of it just wrecked me. Just wrecked me. And so for those few minutes before I laid eyes on her again, I was not in a good place. And so I had to, I'm just glad that we had those blocks available that we could put in that spot and block her exit again. Because believe me, I have walked the perimeter of the dog yard, and there's no other place that she could possibly escape. You know, the rest of it is really secure. It was just that poorly engineered gate that, you know, that was the problem. So, anyway, now that I've regaled you with tales of my silly dog, but that's what we've been through the last couple of days. Just trying to recover from that. But I have done a little bit of crochet. My Crojo kind of took a hit these last several days, but I'm getting it back. I'm getting it back. And I showed y'all this scarfy yarn that I got that my friend Bestie Marcia had sent to me so that I could make her another sweater. And so I've started her sweater, and this is where I've gotten so far. I'm gonna work how many ever rows this first skein gets me, and then I'll start the second half. That's kind of what I did. That's kind of what I do. So I'm just working it until I get done with this skein, and then I'll start the other half. It'll be fine. But I got some notes from the sweater that I made her last year in the turquoise, in the aqua color, in this color. I made her one in this color last year. And so I got some notes left from that I will sort of go by. But some of this, I just know her measurements, and that's what I'm going to use. And I know she wants it long, and she's only 4'11", so what is going to be hip length for some will be much longer for her. She wants it long. So, and hip length for some is going to be thigh length for her. So, and that's what she wanted. I think she wanted it around thigh length. So, but this is where we are so far, and it's working up beautifully. Look how pretty that is. That is so pretty. And of course, when she looked at the yarn online, it says hot pink. The color is supposed to be hot pink. This is more of a magenta, but you know, it's still beautiful. It's still beautiful. And who knows, when she washes it, it might come up brighter. It might, you know, get brighter. Who knows? But this is not, this yarn you don't want to put in the dryer. My sweater made out of this, I put in the dryer and it fuzzed up real bad. But I like it just fine, even though it's fuzzy. I like it just fine. But I'm not going to put hers in the dryer. No. Because I don't know if that's what she wants. I might not even wash hers before I send it. I may just let her do that. I know that she doesn't dry her clothes at home. She hangs them out on the line. That's just how she does things. So she won't be drying this either. not in a dryer. So it won't get fuzzy. Well, not any more fuzzier than it already is, because this yarn has a halo. This yarn definitely has a halo, and it definitely, you don't want to make a whole lot of mistakes with this yarn, because it will stick to itself a little bit. It is, yeah, it's 20%. I think it was, what is the wool percentage? 22% wool. So that, but just the way that this is made, I've noticed that it's not, it is a roving style yarn, so it's not, I don't know if y'all can see that. It's a bit of a roving style yarn. It's not completely plied, but it is very smooth on the hook. I'm using my Susan Bates vintage K hook, 6.5 millimeter hook. This is the hook I'm using. It's my favorite K hook, and it goes smooth as butter with this yarn. It really does. It works very smoothly. So it's very easy on the hands. And Scarfie in general is really easy to work with. It's just you don't want to make a lot of mistakes with it and have to frog it back, because it's probably going to stick to itself and it's going to tangle pretty bad. FYI. if you've never worked with it, then that's just a little information for you. I do have that same yarn in a gray and cream, I think. Yeah, it's like a light gray and a cream. I have 6 skeins of it, so I have enough for a sweater for someone if anybody's looking for one with a gray and cream color. If you're in a neutral color, if you're into neutral colors and you would like a hexie cardi or even a pullover sweater, like a granny square pullover sweater, I can do that with that Scarfie yarn. I have it in gray and cream. If anyone's interested in that, email me. My email's always in the description box. So I do have some Scarfie, because I found it on clearance at Michael's a year or two ago, something like that. And so I bought the aqua at that time, and I bought the gray at that time because it was a really good deal. And I didn't want to pass it up, because Scarfie typically was running. Sorry, I didn't see what she was chewing on. It typically was running $8 to $12 a skein, depending on where you got it. And I don't know what it's running now, but it can be expensive. So, and I think I got it for $5 a skein that day. So it was definitely worth the buy. So yeah, if you find it cheap, get it, because it can be high. But they were discontinuing those 2 colors. That's why I was able to get it cheap. But hopefully I can get some other stuff started. But that's about all I got for y'all today. I just want to come chit chat with y'all, tell you what was going on with Maggie and her latest antics, and then show you the status of this current sweater. I'm still waiting to hear from my client about specifics on her sweater so that I can get started on that. I'm looking forward to that one. And then I got this purple one that I want to start, and this other variegated and solid colored one I want to start. I did go ahead and bite the bullet, and since Premier came out with a fantastic sale on some yarn today, and I did place an order. So that I don't know when that'll come, but I'll show it to you when it does. I got some yarn that I'd been wanting for a very long time that they had on sale for cheap. So I bought some DK colors in the newspaper color. Yeah, it's like a shades of gray and some red and black in there. It's a self-striping anti-pilling yarn, DK. And then I went ahead and got they didn't have it on sale, but I went ahead and got it. The gradient, some more of the purple and more of the teal. I went ahead and got it. They didn't have it on sale, but I know they're going to have some more sales in another week or two, but I just went ahead and got it. So I'll have those in and be able to make sweaters out of those, and I'll have enough to make pretty much whatever size I want to make, because I went ahead and got 3 more of the purple. That'll give me 5, I think. No, wait a minute. Let's see. 3, 7. That'll give me 7 of the purple. And then I got 3 more of the teal, which will give me 6. And then I got 6 of the newspaper color of the DK colors, because I didn't know how many I'd need. But they come with 300 and some odd yards per thing. And it's DK, so it'll be nice and thinner. And it'll be a lighter weight, whatever I make with it. But I just really, they had some other colors that, were pretty. But I just really was drawn to that particular colorway. And I had to make a decision because I couldn't afford everything that I wanted. So I just had to pick. And since I had kept coming back to that particular colorway, I just said, well, go on and get that one because that's the one you keep coming back to. So, you know, you're drawn to what you're drawn to, and I like red, and I like grays and blacks, and so I just went with that one. I think it's, you know, I thought it was really pretty, and I think someone will like it besides me. It's a good combination. It's a very good combination, and I think it's one of those that it'll fit in anyone's wardrobe, you know, because you can, you know, have it go with whatever, you know, it'll go with a lot of different clothing. So we'll see what happens with it. We'll see. But I'm looking forward to it. All the yarn I ordered was the anti-pilling yarn. So because the gradient is anti-pilling, and then the DK colors is anti-pilling. So, and you can't go wrong with that stuff. It lasts a long time, and it's really nice. It's really nice. It makes a very dense fabric too. It's very nice, and it's good to work with. So it's nice to work with. And but I'll show it to you when it comes in. I look forward to it. I haven't been buying a whole lot of yarn, but this I decided to go ahead and get. And credit card. I'll pay for it later. But that's how life is, ain't it? But the good Lord's been good to me, and I'm very blessed and very happy. So that's how it is. But I hope y'all have a good evening. I'm going to close out here and go find something for supper. But I'll see y'all next time. Please remember that I love you and so does Jesus. And of course, please remember to adopt. Don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting on you at the shelter or the rescue. Hopefully they don't stress you out like mine. See you next time. Bye.